Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Ain't got no place to call my own. Feels like I'm better off alone. So sad inside and hopeless. These Hollywood hoes never notice. Can't get back on. You're gone, girl, I miss you. Can't get back on. You're gone, girl, I miss you. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite.
Greeting guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I will be sharing my travel experience with you. As you already know, I was traveling from Manila, Philippines to Mumbai, India via Dubai, and I took Emirates. My flight number was EK335 from Manila to Dubai and EK500 from Dubai to India, and my travel experience was good. So in this video I will share all the information, including documentation you require at the airport, and what forms you need to fill out before traveling. So let's begin with the Aquino International Airport, which is Manila Airport. My departure was from Terminal 3, 11:30 p.m. and I reached the airport around 4:30 to 5 p.m. and I got entry in the airport at around 6 p.m. and so the documents which is required to enter the airport currently is your passport, your travel ticket, as well as your RT-PCR negative report. So after entry, my scheduled check-in time was 8:30 p.m. but it started early, and before check-in there is another counter. You have to go there. It's just nearby the Emirates counter. You have to go there and you have to show again all the documents like your passport, ticket, and your negative RT-PCR report. So over there they will check each and everything, and as per Emirates, your RT-PCR should be taken within 96 hours prior departure. So after getting your report of the RT-PCR, cross-check it one more time, your name, date and time, each and everything on the report, that it should be mentioned correctly, because Emirates is very strict in that. So after checking all the documents, they will put a stamp, then they will let you go to the check-in counters, and from that counter you will also receive one health declaration form, which you have to fill it out and give it at the check-in counters. So my check-in experience was very good, and really thanks to the ground staff of Emirates at Manila Airport for all their help and support. Yes, so after check-in I went to the immigration counters, and my immigration work was done like in 5 to 10 minutes. After that there was a secondary check at immigration, so my secondary check was also cleared like in 5 minutes. After that I went to security, and security again took like 5 to 10 minutes. So guys, I got free at 9 p.m. and my scheduled boarding time was around 10:30 to 10:45 p.m. so I was still having 1.5 hours in my hand. So I was just roaming around the airport. So guys, finally the boarding started on the scheduled time, and now the boarding is actually going on zone wise, so you have to wait for your zone. So once they call out your zone, then you can board your flight. So guys, after boarding, my flight departed exactly on the scheduled time, which was 11:30 p.m. and yeah, so from Manila, these are the important documents which you have to carry. Make sure that you have a printout of your ticket, obviously your passport, and your negative RT-PCR report. So these are the important documents to travel, and you will get a form, the health declaration form, but you're gonna submit it on the check-in counters, so you need not to carry it. So guys, I arrived at Dubai at the scheduled time, which was 4:30 a.m. After that, after getting out from the aero bridge, I went to the connections, which was quite a distance. So guys, as I was a transit passenger at Dubai airport for 17 hours and 5 minutes, no one asked me for my RT-PCR report or any other document. So for transit passenger, there is no requirement to show any documents. As far as my experience at Dubai airport, it was quite good, and the staff was very helpful. So guys, here comes the important part. After waiting for 17 hours and 5 minutes as a transit passenger, the procedure for boarding started. I finally reached the boarding gate, and at the boarding gate, the ground staff they were checking the boarding pass, and they were providing the face shield. Wearing a face shield is must while you're traveling from Dubai to India. It's really important. Don't worry, if you lost your face shield, the ground staff gonna give you. So guys, after boarding, cabin crew provided two forms. The first one was the self-reporting form, and the other one was for international passengers, exemption consideration for home quarantine. So I have both the forms. I will take a snapshot and I will put it here in this video. And yeah, it's just the general information like your nationality, your name, seat number, passport number, and in the exemption form you need to put your address, where you're gonna do your home quarantine, and where from which lab you did your COVID test and what was the date. So everything you have to fill it here, but it's not that big form. It is very small form. You can just fill it in 5 minutes. So I'm gonna put the snapshot and you can check all the details there. But guys, make sure that all the details which you are filling is correct, because after on that address they might check, or they might give a visit as well, so you never know. So please make sure that all the details which you have filled it in that form is absolutely correct. So what extra I did that before my departure from Philippines, I did this online self-reporting form which was available on the website. I'm gonna put this snapshot as well, so that you guys will come to know. So this is Air Suvidha self-reporting form. Yes guys, so finally the flight departed from Dubai, and we reached Mumbai 30 minutes before ETA. The flight experience was very good. I finally had that Indian food and Indian snacks from Dubai to India flight, and it was really amazing. Yes guys, so after moving out of the aircraft and moving away from the aero bridge, the first thing you're gonna see is there will be a few people standing, and they will be checking this Air Suvidha self-reporting form. This Air Suvidha self-reporting form, which I have shown you, this one is actually not mandatory to fill online. But yes, there is one good thing. If you have filled this one online, you need not to wait in a queue, because there were two queues. One who has already filled online, they can just go through the next counter. But if you didn't fill it online, then there is an manual counter. You have to fill it, and then you have to show it to the appropriate person there. So if you want to avoid a long queue, better you fill it online. So after showing this self-reporting form, I moved to the next step, which was immigration. My immigration work was done again within 3 to 5 minutes, and then I went to the baggage counter. Then I received my check-in bag in next 10 minutes. After receiving the check-in baggage, I went to the customs, and yes, custom, it was a very long queue. It took around 25 to 30 minutes for me to move ahead from customs. So after clearing customs, I went to the final counter, which was the BMC. So on BMC counter, I need to fill up this exemption form and show, and the BMC will be the one who will decide whether am I exempted to go to home and do this home quarantine for 14 days, or should I undergo a COVID test again. There was a queue, and finally I reached to the counter. and at counter they asked me simple questions like from where I'm traveling and where I will be doing the home quarantine. Then they check my RT-PCR COVID test report, which was negative, and they checked the date as I did my test on 21st of November, and I think I was falling in the criteria. And later on that they told me that I can go home and do the home quarantine directly without doing any RT-PCR test again at the airport. After that they put a stamp on my boarding pass, and they told me to do home quarantine for the next 14 days. And yes, I was happy that I don't have to do the test again and wait again for the next 6 to 8 hours on the airport for the result. And finally I took the taxi and I reached home at around 4:30 in the morning, which is usually good actually, because I was thinking that it might take around like 8 to 10 hours at the airport because of the current situation going on, and the checking and the testing again. But yes, luckily I was exempted from another test. So finally I am home after 3 years, and I'm very happy to be back at home. I still didn't meet my family as I am doing quarantine. I don't want any trouble to be given by my side to my neighbors or to my family members. So I'm just at home, but yes, I am enjoying India. Alright guys, so I think I have shared each and everything, so no need to worry in the current situation. If you have a negative COVID report which is been taken within 96 hours prior departure, you can depart from Philippines and you can come to India. And I don't know about the other places what situation is in Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata, but yes, Mumbai, as I have a personal experience with Mumbai, so I have shared with you guys. If you have any questions or any document related queries, you can just comment me down below, and I will try to reach each and every query as soon as possible. So guys, one more time I'm gonna tell you all the important documents which you need to carry during traveling. So number 1, your travel ticket. Make sure you have a printout. Passport. Number 2 is the passport. Number 3, your RT-PCR negative report. So number 4, here Suvidha self-reporting form. Either you can fill it online or you can fill it on board. If you want to avoid queues, better you fill it online and bring a printout of that. Number 5, exemption form, so which you have to fill it on board, and then after that the BMC will decide whether to exempt you or exempt you and let you do the home quarantine, or you have to do the RT-PCR test again. So it's totally in the hands of BMC. Before proceeding for your flight, kindly check with your respective airlines what documents they require. Make sure that you got each and every update of the government of India, like what rules and regulations they are following for all the international passengers. So make sure that that you are aware of each and every current regulation what's going on. So signing off now, as my dinner is already prepared and it's ready. I'm very hungry, and if you have any question, just comment down in the comment box. I will try to reach you as soon as possible. Alright guys, take care, stay safe, and stay healthy. Take care. Everything is correct before this RT-PCR test. So before getting your report, the name correction, like they don't, as far as my experience on the way at boarding gate, the crew so guys, I will put both these forms. I'll take a snapshot and I'll put these forms. So guys, after boarding, cabin crew, after boarding, cabin crew, so if you want to avoid a long queue, if you want to avoid waiting in a long queue, so better you fill it online. And so after clearing customs, then we will Yes guys, so after clearing customs, there is the final yes guys, so after clearing customs, we will go I went to the and please do check alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. This travel series from Philippines to India via Dubai through Emirates flight is finished. Hope you have enjoyed the series. If you didn't watch the previous chapters, make sure you go through it and chill out with the views and knowledge. The links are given in the description below. So take care guys, stay safe and healthy. Peace out.